Take, for example, a federal circuit judge. This woman, for example, is Judge Pauline Newman. She was just benched by her colleagues for being 96 years old and refusing to take a cognitive test that they required, about 6 hours long, quite extensive. Now, there are some jobs out there with mandatory retirement ages. So if you look at pilots, that's 65 years old, 56 if you're an air traffic controller. Foreign service employees with the Department of State need to be under the age of 65. Judges in Pennsylvania do have to retire at the age of 70, as do Florida Supreme Court judges. So should there be an age limit or a cognitive test for elected and federally appointed officials? Joining me now is Greg Dolin. He is the attorney for Judge Pauline Newman, and we're so grateful that you're with us, Greg. I want to start, and I just want to ask how the judge is today, how she's holding up, and how she's feeling through all this.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's really a pleasure. The judge is doing fine, considering. I've spoken on the phone with her today and yesterday, and she's certainly in a fighting spirit, as she's been throughout.
I was going through some of the legality and the back and forth. She has done some cognitive testing by neurosurgeons of her choosing, but can you tell us the crux of the argument? If I'm not mistaken, she hasn't made any decisions in the last year or so. Is that right, since this battle has gone back and forth?
That's not quite correct. So Judge Newman, although she has not sat on new cases since April, she has been writing opinions throughout, and in fact, she has a couple of opinions that she's still working on. So she and all of those opinions show that she's quite competent.
Okay, what is the legality here? Is her getting benched essentially breaking the law in your opinion, and how?
In our view, it certainly is what is being done to Judge Newman is illegal for several reasons. Number one, and I want to go back to where you began, Judge Newman did take two separate exams. She met with two separate doctors, with a neurologist, board-certified, full professor of medicine at George Washington University, and a forensic psychiatrist, board-certified in psychiatry and forensic psychiatry. Spent hours with those practitioners and passed exams and was deemed to be perfectly fit to continue. In terms of what was done to Judge Newman, it's illegal on multiple grounds, and I'm happy to talk about that.
Okay.
So,
before I let you go, the only I understand that there's a lot of nuances here, but before I let you go, the only way to remove a federal judge, if I'm not mistaken, is through the process of impeachment. You, as her legal counsel, would not allow her to get to that point, correct?
You're exactly right that the only way to remove a federal judge who is appointed for life is through impeachment. And there's, of course, no grounds for impeachment. Judge Newman is perfectly fine, and that is why we're fighting this process. Judge Newman's colleagues are trying to remove her without bothering of going through this impeachment process, which is designed to be difficult for a reason. And so that's why removing her is palpably illegal.
Well, Greg, we're grateful for her service, and we'll certainly follow this case. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.